Can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did she have to fight a dragon?
Nope, she bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
Cartoon Boom! Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cartoon Boom. This is a show where we wake up with the Saturday morning sun, pop down to the floor with a big bowl of sugary cereal, and watch our favorite cartoons, both old and new. I'm your half-shell 80s terrapin from an alternate dimension, Joseph.
I'm your hardcore black and white edgy original. My name's Chris.
And I'm a pink blob trapped in the rings of Saturn. I'm Jack.
Hi, Jack.
Hey.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Look, everybody, it's our editor, Jack. I said, look, you can't see him.
Listen, everybody.
I messed that up real quick. That was the quickest I messed it up.
You should have seen the before the recording happened.
Yeah. Poor Jack has gotten to take a too many peeks behind the curtain. He's seen how the sausage is made, and he'll never be the same.
No.
Hey, sometimes my favorite moments editing is when Joseph forgets a specific show note, and then you guys have to make conversation for 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So
that does happen a lot. I think I've got it this time.
I'm always trying to entertain you somehow, because I know otherwise you're just listening to silence or something. So every once in a while, I start singing you a song, or I tell you a story, or I ask you questions that you can't answer. So,
or you talk about how Overwatch 2 lost half its player base already.
Oh, yeah. I did talk about that once.
Topical.
Yeah, there you go. Topical. Hey.
Anyways, what do we watch?
And today we watch Turtles Forever. And this is our episode 300 for anyone who's not keeping track. And this is why we do turtle episodes, I guess, every 100 episodes or something. I don't know.
Seems to be that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Or we start a award show for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We did do that, too. I don't know.
No regrets.
We have weird things. We do that. We do things. There we go.
Who suggested this to us?
I think Jack did originally.
Oh, yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
But I think it was like a, hey, are you guys going to do a Turtles thing for episode 300? And I was like, yeah, I guess. And he was just like, oh, well, here's a few you might be able to do. And you listed a few. And I was just like, oh, yeah. Hey, Joseph, we should do this one.
It was already on the list when I suggested it. So I don't know. All right. I guess it was me.
Yeah.
It's you.
Thanks, Jack. Or whoever originally suggested it, and Jack.
Yeah.
I'm the first person you're able to suggest or to thank for the episode suggestion while they can respond to you directly.
Or to curse. You don't know how we feel about this yet.
Yeah, you don't know. Don't get so high and mighty already.
If you curse, then I'll have to do more work.
Turtles Forever came out in 2009. It was written by Rob David, Matthew Dredk. Is Dredk. Dredk.
I like it, though.
I guess.
Dredk.
That's a name.
And Lloyd Goldfine. Directed by Roy Burdine. Man, there's a lot of interesting names. Directed by Roy Burdine and Lloyd Goldfine. Based on the characters by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, obviously. Produced by Mirage Studios and 4Kids Entertainment. For a short synopsis, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles meet their match. Literally. The modern gritty Ninja Turtles must team up with their classic cartoon counterparts to stop two Shredders and their plans of multidimensional scale.
True.
Yeah,
true.
Pretty much. That's a good basic synopsis.
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 This is a good symposium. This was what was weird to me is like, didn't we already see something just like this in this would have come first though. But,
yeah, I think this was the first crossover they did.
Yeah.
At least multi-dimensional crossover.
Yeah, there was that other dimensional crossover. I mean, chronologically, this one came first because the show came up first. But then there's that other one that we watched. We just happened to watch that before this one.
Yeah, that was the 2012 Turtles. That was one of the episodes. It was special for that, which actually this was pretty much just a long episode of the 2003 Turtles. So I guess it was a tradition at this point.
Yeah, it's like they just did all of the same thing, sort of, in a way.
This was like the official closeout of the 2003 series that ended in 2007, I believe. And then this was produced 2009. So yeah, this was just a way to close that one out. And man, I feel like, all right, we're going to get into it, but I feel
pour your heart out, Joseph.
I just want to say right up front, like, I don't feel like the writers liked the original Turtles very much.
Yeah. I think I have a little bit of information of that if Chris didn't cover it.
I don't know.
We'll dig a little deeper into that, but first, who are some of the actors who played in this movie?
I really wish you hadn't asked me that question because I
know why.
There's so many.
Maybe just name the main character. Well, that's a lot still.
There's so many.
Yeah, there are a lot.
I'll do my best. Leonardo was voiced by Michael Sinterniklaas.
Which Leonardo? You have to specify.
The 2003 Leonardo, voiced by Michael Sinterniklaas. And Sinterniklaas just sounds like an angry Santa Claus.
I was just going to say, it sounds like Santa's brother.
Yeah. To me, it sounds like a Santa Claus that's made of fire and brimstone. Like, oh, ho, ho, I am Sinterniklaas.
The heat miser.
Yeah, like he doesn't come down the chimney. He comes from the chimney.
Yeah. Sounds like a Teen Titans Go villain, to be honest.
I'm kind of into it. Okay, back on track. 2003 Donatello, voiced by Sam Riegel. 2003 Michelangelo, voiced by Wayne Grayson. 2003 Raphael, voiced by Greg Abbey. 2003 Splinter, voiced by Darren Dunstan. 2003 April O'Neil, voiced by Veronica Taylor. 2003 Casey Jones, voiced by Mark Thompson. 2003 Shredder. He's not Shredder.
Shredder. Ooh, that's his cousin.
Or his dog.
The Shredder is anyone that rubs up next to the Shredder.
Okay.
2003 Shredder, voiced by Scott Rayau. That was a hard one. Scott Rayau. Karai, voiced by Nell Balaban. Only 2003 there. Another 2003 is Hun, voiced by Greg Carey. Okay, I'm halfway through. Whew, just need to catch my breath. Krang and Bebop, both from 1987 world, voiced by Bradford Scobie. 1987 Leonardo, voiced by Dan Green. 1987 Donatello, voiced by Tony Salerno. 1987 Michelangelo and Rocksteady. But then the Mirage Michelangelo, voiced by Johnny Castro. When I say Mirage, I mean the original Mirage Comics Michelangelo. Oh my God, I feel like a crazy person saying all these things right now.
Yeah, you could have just said, "Oh, here's the 2003 cast, and then here's the 1980s."
Yeah, why don't you just break it up?
Shush, I'm working on it because some of them overlap. Like that guy, he's all of them.
This feels like you're on a chalkboard, like or a pin board, just like tying all these yarns.
This is the Charlie from Always Sunny pin board. That meme is how I feel most days of my life. 1987 Raphael, voiced by Sebastian Arcelus. 1987 Splinter, voiced by David Willis. 1987 April O'Neil, voiced by Rebecca Solar. 1987 Shredder, voiced by Lode Williams. Mirage Donatello, voiced by Clay Adams. Mirage Raphael, voiced by Sean Schammel. Mirage Leonardo, voiced by Jason Griffith. That's the end. That's the end of my story.
That's everybody?
He said the last name very angrily.
This movie made Chris do too much work.
That's the most notes I've ever had to write down. As far as like the cast list, that's the longest cast I think we've ever had, which is why I did not get into anybody's backgrounds because no way, not going to do it. Sam Riegel is in a lot of stuff that I love. There you go. There's a cast note.
there it is.
I gotta ask because even I could tell at this point. But did any of the 1980s cast, were any of them the original voice actor of the 1980s?
No.
Turtles?
I'm gonna tell you why in a second.
That was bugging me.
I'll tell you. Like the worst perpetrator for me was Leonardo.
Oh my God.
It was so bad.
His voice was so deep.
Guys, to put this in context, I've probably seen 2 episodes in the last 10 years of the 1980s cartoon. The moment Leonardo spoke, I was like, that is not correct.
No.
I already know that's not right.
Yeah. Guys, we got to get back and get the stuff for the, what is it? His like Technodrome gear. Yeah.
I'm surprised the voice actor wasn't named something generic like Guy Hero.
Yes.
Guy Man.
Yeah. Default Man.
I do want to say, though, this. The other three that voiced the original group did really good impressions of the original cast.
Yeah.
Whoever did Leonardo didn't try to do an impression whatsoever. He just came in like, this is my voice. I'm just going to do it like this. Hey, I'm Leonardo. I'm a Ninja Turtle. Cowabunga.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Pizza, am I right? No,
I love that pizza pie. God.
Yeah, so I'll say, like, Shredder was also done pretty well. He had his like ups and downs. Like he was sometimes like on and sometimes off, like bass. Like, but for the most part, I think he sounded pretty convincing.
I was gonna say most of them did really, really good jobs.
Yeah,
especially also Bebop, Rocksteady, and Krang.
Oh yeah, they were spot on. Well,
all three spot on. The Krang one was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was, I think, one of my favorite ones where I was just like, wow, okay, yeah, they really brought it in.
He even had the little noises Krang made, and that was pretty good. Yeah, stuff like that
kind of.
Yeah, close enough.
So
give us marshmallows.
Yeah. For a few tasty marshmallows out of our big bowl of Turtles Forever cereal. This is what we were just talking about. Due to 4Kids Entertainment being a non-union corporation, none of the voice actors from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 87 cartoon show were able to reprise their roles in the film because they're all union actors. So they legally could not do it.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That's like contract work. That reminds me of like when the Pokemon Company was just like, we're going to do the anime in-house. And then all the voice actors from the original couldn't join because they were still under contract with 4Kids.
Oh man, that's a bummer.
Yeah, and you notice it right away, and it's unfortunate. It takes away a little bit, but not completely. Until as long as Leonardo's not talking, you're fine. But and this isn't to shame that actor. Like he did a good job acting wise, but just the voice wasn't even trying to match it. They could have at least pitched it up some, but they didn't like change it at all.
No.
But whatever. Among the mutated foot ninja, two members pass a resemblance to Toka and Razar, obviously. Like, we saw that. I just wanted to point it out in case we pass over it, because that was really cool seeing them there.
It was cool. I was super excited to see that. Yeah. I literally like said, when the first guy mutates into Razar, I was like, yeah, Razar. And then you see Toka later.
Yep.
Not for like 20 more minutes, but I was just like, okay, heck yeah.
Yeah. And for anyone unfamiliar, they're from the Ninja Turtles second movie, Secret of the Ooze, from 91.
Correct.
You know, I always feel like those characters were the ones where, like, when kids saw that, they were just disappointed that it wasn't Bebop or Rocksteady, but they're kind of like underdog.
Oh my God, yeah. It totally was.
They're kind of underdog characters now, and people are like, yeah, they're back.
Yeah, exactly. Like, seeing them now, you have a lot more favor for them because they're also nostalgic to you now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think at the time, was another legal thing. Like, they couldn't do Bebop and Rocksteady in the movie or something.
Yeah, at the time, I was super disappointed because that's what I wanted. I wanted Bebop and Rocksteady. They're my faves.
Understandable.
Yeah.
The uncut version of the film later appeared on the CW4Kids website on November 16, 2009, which includes 8 minutes of footage cut from the original version that aired on TV. The edited version was released on non-anamorphic widescreen DVD on November 21st from Nickelodeon/Paramount Home Entertainment. The uncut anamorphic widescreen version was later released in 2011 on DVD in the PAL DVD regions. There are currently no plans for an American release of the uncut anamorphic version on home video. I think what I watched was the cut version because I watched on YouTube some of the portions of the uncut version. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't see that at all. And that makes more sense now. Like, it helps fill in some gaps. It just like,
really?
Yeah. A little bit.
Okay.
It doesn't like change the movie at all, but there are some scenes where it's like, okay, this is a much smoother cut when those minutes are added in.
I was going to say, I couldn't imagine this with more like added to it just because I felt like there was so much crammed into this, but maybe it would give more context for things because like, I'm not going to lie, it felt pretty jarring at times.
Yeah, only sometimes, but yeah, I get what you mean.
It felt like there's a lot of back and forth from like, like we got to go here, then here, then here, here. So yeah, there's a few times I was just like, oh my goodness, can we just take care of this problem first and then go from there?
And some of it is just like getting to see April and Casey actually doing something and contributing to the end battle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I guess like they felt fine cutting it out because they really didn't get to do anything the rest of the movies. It's like, who's going to care?
Yeah.
And then there's some that gives a little bit more backstory to why Karai is actually there, because in the one we watched, she's just kind of there. She just shows up. It's like, hey, I'm Karai. What's up?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So it's like small things. Some of it I feel like was important. Some of it was probably throwaway, so it's fine. But yeah, I would have liked to see the uncut version had I known about that.
I have more questions about Karai that I'll bring up later as well.
Okay. Well, those are all the marshmallows I'm going to go into right now, because I think the rest of it we can kind of reveal as we go through the movie.
Sure.
Otherwise, I'm just going to spoil everything right up front.
Okay, well, let's hop into it then. And by hop into it, I mean, it's party time, dudes!
Yeah.
Did I hurt your ears? I'm sorry.
Not really.
I want to talk about some of the characters first, because we have so many sets of characters for this. And I know we've talked about too that there's some strong opinions about like the 87 Turtles. So we said at the top of the thing that this is a movie, and if you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. Let's hammer that point home. Go watch this. It's fun. But we've got the Turtles from the 2003 series, which is supposed to be kind of the more grounded version, like the more realistic-ish type world. And I would say their personalities based a little bit closer to like the live action movies.
Right.
Then we've got the 87 Turtles, which are the party time turtles, the goofballs, and the stuff that most 80s and 90s kids would remember. Then you've also got like the set of the Mirage Turtles, which are the ones straight from the original Eastman and Laird comics, the black and white, aggressive, like based off of old gritty
Daredevil
comics and stuff like that, and all those kinds of things. So and then there's plenty of other bad guys and characters and stuff, but I want to dive into at least the different sets of Turtles first and how we felt about those, and how they were represented.
So the 2003 Turtles, I mean, they were obviously like match to match, with 1-to-1 with the versions there, since this is officially a 2003 Turtles movie. The other Turtles are just kind of guest starring in it. But what I was talking about earlier, what I was touching on, is that I think that the 87 Turtles didn't get treated fairly. They basically all got Michelangelo'd in the sense that like Leonardo, like they aren't all like that. Like they aren't all party dudes or always laughing at like bad jokes. Like Leonardo's a stick in the mud sometimes. Donatello is a nerd and is really smart, even in that goofy show. And then, I mean, with Raphael, he's just kind of like a sarcastic dude, and he does break the fourth wall a couple times here, which is great. Like, those are really funny scenes.
That might be one of my favorite parts of the whole thing, is each time Raphael breaks the fourth wall, does the thing where he makes a joke and looks at the viewer, and the final time it happens, because every time he does it is when he's fighting Hun. And finally, Hun is like, why do you keep doing that?
There's no one there.
Like, there's nobody there.
Oh, man. I was mad at myself that it got me to laugh all 3 times.
Oh, yeah. It got me, too. I thought it was a really good gag.
No, see, that's what I just wish they would have done more of, a stick closer to the gags that happen in the show itself. But instead, like, the other Turtles just kind of got pushed to the side and like made into kind of a mold of Michelangelo's attitude, or I guess the general attitude of the 80s show. And even Shredder kind of got put through that mold, because like 80s Shredder had threatening moments and, was going to dine on turtle soup. Like he was threatening to kill and eat them. And he was really good with his, at martial arts and everything. You see him doing that in the episodes of the original series, but that just is completely thrown out the window here, so they can just fully play on the gags.
Yeah, there's a line in the show that perfectly sums it up, which is like 2003, Raphael just says, "Oh my God, it's like having 4 Mikeys."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right.
Exactly.
Which is why Michelangelo of the 2003 version got along with them so well. Like he loved them so much, like the whole time.
But even he started getting frustrated sometimes.
Yeah, towards the end, he started getting frustrated.
Too many noogie fights.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
happening.
Yes, they were always giving him noogies. Like they would be in a serious situation and then they would stop to give Michelangelo a noogie. And I know that is like part of the complaint, but it's still like thinking about it makes me laugh because I think it's just so funny.
I feel like in a way that part of that is the contempt that Peter Laird, one of the original creators, had for the 80s series. You know, and since he had a big part in like at least overviewing all of this, he's probably like, yeah, approved. Those turtles suck. Make them seem like they suck and they're stupid. And that's kind of what happened. So
you know what though? It had such a different effect on me though, because like I know that they were like they were all goofy and stuff, and I think that it was more of a case where, like you kind of said earlier, it was almost like they tried to sum up the personality of the entire 80s show and dump that into each personality of those turtles. And what it did for me though, like I didn't even think about the idea that they were trying to like rag on them that much. Instead, it made me more nostalgic for those 80s ones. It was like I watched this and I was like, oh man, this made me like I enjoyed them so much in this, even through all the like times that they should have been like doing other things. And I was like, man, that really made me want to go back and like watch some of the old cartoons again from the 80s, because like it really triggered that nostalgia for me big time.
You know, this might be unconfirmed, but what I heard was that the writers of the show, when they were like told to do research for the original cartoon, the only thing that they gave them for research was the pilot episode of the 1980s Turtles show.
I think I heard that as well. So if it's coming from two of us, confirmed. We'll just confirm it right here and now.
We're right. Automatically.
Yeah, we're right. But yeah. So it's like you even kind of see that in the animation later on when they enter and I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but I want to just make this point real quick, is that when you jump into the original Turtles world, the 87 Turtles world, you see unmutated Bebop and Rocksteady walk by, who you see in the pilot, of course, when they're unmutated and they're just kind of background characters. So it's almost like they didn't realize that was Bebop and Rocksteady, like unmutated, and they just kind of threw them in as background because of the episodes they had watched. Unconfirmed, but that's just my assumption, because why else would you have those specific characters there?
Right. I did catch Irma walk by during that too, and I was like, oh, hey.
And like one of the head newscasters, that guy with the big hair.
Was it Vernon?
No, that wasn't Vernon. Like he was
a camera guy.
He was one of the newscasters
or producer.
Or Vernon, was like the head of it, whatever that's called. But okay, like, but that's a lot of like small complaints about it from me for the 87 Turtles. I want to move over to the Mirage Turtles though, because they, I think, were perfect. I loved the way they were portrayed.
I like the Clint Eastwood style vibe with the voices of all of them, where they're talk real gritty like this, like what are you doing?
But I loved that Raphael was just like he didn't even say anything most of the time. He's just growling at them.
I think that's great. And like I love too that they scared the other turtles so much. And even like Michelangelo for the Mirage group was terrifying to everybody. And I think that's great. Like they were all scared of Michelangelo, and I think that's fantastic.
I love when they insulted their bandanas. Like, why do you have multicolored bandanas? Sellouts.
This is a great gag that I think they did there was the 2003 Roth, who has been complaining about the 87 Turtles the whole time, is so head over heels for these, dark brooding Mirage Turtles that he's trying to do everything he can to impress them. So when they make fun of their bandanas, he picks up one of the 87 Turtles, I think multiple of them. And he's like, yeah, but look, they have their initials on their belts. That's stupid, right? Yeah. Like, come on, laugh at that. Like he's trying so hard to like pick on them to deflect so that he looks cooler than them.
Right.
And I thought that was great.
Yeah. As someone that's read the first 4 issues of Mirage Comics, I agree.
Yeah, I've read quite a few of them, and I think they did a really, really good job.
Well, yeah, even like the narration that we get from Leonardo,
yes,
is like some points line for line what comes from
out
the
of that
comics.
first one. Yeah.
And when
that I remember.
And when we get to see Shredder, like that's pretty much.
Oh.
I mean, I think it's like I don't know that that's how he dies in the first issue, but I know he dies in the first issue of the original Mirage comics. So it's like,
he got taken out as fast as he did in the comics, pretty much.
That was great. All of that was like perfection. Like that, they did exactly the way that I think they should have.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the Shredders and let's just talk about the bad guys in general. So we've got like the Shredders, we've got Bebop, Rocksteady, Krang, Karai, Hun. How'd you guys feel about them?
I mean, Hun basically becomes Slash.
That was cool.
I was trying to figure out whether or not that was based off of I guess he's kind of like the fifth turtle that shows up sometimes.
Yeah,
he's just another weird mutated turtle, right?
Right. Yeah, and sometimes he's an anti-hero, sometimes he's a straight villain. Like in the original cartoon, he was kind of like he was just like insane kind of, and he was like basically a baby in the original one, but a violent one. But he was also voiced by Pat Fraley too, I believe.
Yeah, I think that one episode he got it's super intelligent and then somehow got a British accent.
You're right. Yes, I remember that.
Oh man, nice.
Yeah, but I wish they'd added the black bandana on him for this one. I always loved the black bandana.
Yeah, but I feel like Hun would not want to look anything like his arch nemesis, so it made sense that it didn't happen.
Yeah, I guess so. I wish they would have at least shaved his hair, though. That was kind of a goofy look
that
for
looked
him.
bad. Yeah. Okay, so Slash with the big blonde ponytail, not a great look.
Slash with the mullet, I don't dig it.
So design could have gone maybe a little bit better with that.
Size-wise, he looked cool.
Size-wise, yes. He kept still wearing just the half shirt the whole time, which was weird to me. I'm like, why wear half a shirt? Just get rid of... Oh, I don't know.
He didn't have time to get dressed.
Yeah. Or undressed.
Yeah.
He's a busy guy.
The Shredders, I think the 87 Shredder sounded good, but kind of, I mean, they made him like pretty much a joke. I do like, though, that they did kind of like, I don't know, in a way, it's kind of fun that they went so all in on like his ridiculous schemes that he comes up with. But like they made him such a, I don't know, they made him such a pushover.
He was very incompetent. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's a pushover to everybody. Especially when the 03 Shredder comes into play, the Utrom Shredder.
Yeah. Did you guys know about that before going into the cartoon?
I did not.
Yeah. No. I knew about it, but also because I had read some comics about the Utroms specifically, and a comic I'm going to recommend, an IDW version of the Ninja Turtle comics, which is Secret History of the Foot Clan. It's a really good mini graphic novel. Check that one out. But the reason I get into that is because like the Utrom are basically what Krang is. They don't touch on that at all in this series because they're just looking at the Utrom as the ones that the Shredder dude is. So he's not actually Shredder. Like he's taking that from a different prior Shredder. And then even after him, there's like a later version. It's like a cyber Shredder. So there's all kinds of different Shredders in the 2003 version. But so he's not the original. I don't know. I don't remember how he's actually connected to Karai. Like, I don't think he's her actual father, but he might be. I don't know.
Maybe adopted her?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe raised her or something.
Or it gets into some real weird alien abduction territory that we can't get into on a family-friendly podcast.
That is something that I actually do remember from watching the 2003 series as a kid, because it was one of the season finales where it was probably one of the more hardcore moments. They have that final fight with the Shredder, and somebody like completely decapitates him at some point in the fight, and they just kind of walk away feeling all victorious. And then at the end of the credits, he just gets up and picks up his head and starts walking through fire. And I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah, I do remember that.
And then like the next season, we find out, oh, he's just a little pink alien blob that's mecha piloting this like suit, I guess.
Huh.
So
right,
you got that going.
So they
on.
kind of combined 87 Shredder and Krang together into one character in the 2003 version.
Yeah, that's kind of what it seems like. Which is, I think that's an interesting way to go. Honestly,
he's pretty good if he's able to like pilot that thing and take on like 4 ninjas at the same time.
Right.
So he's kind of like Diva-ing it. Diva from Overwatch. So confirmed 2003 Shredder is a gamer.
He is a gamer.
That's what we know.
He's elite gamer. So this was like, well, two things. He definitely, out of all the villains, the most, I guess, the smartest, the deadliest for sure, because he takes like everything from like the 87 series, builds it up. So they've got like the old Technodrome. He makes that thing actually deadly. He takes the Foot Clan soldiers from the 87 thing, rebuilds them. Now they're actually deadly assassin robots and not just bumbling, like almost like putties from Power Rangers that die if you breathe on them, right? So he's doing all kinds of stuff, and basically 87 Shredder and Krang are kind of at his beck and call. Same with Bebop and Rocksteady, who turn on 87 Shredder and eventually even shackle him. So that he's almost like a prisoner to the Utrom Shredder. But this is where I was kind of confused, is that there's a part, I guess, towards the end of like the second act where it looks like, well, he's got two of the turtle teams, the only two that we've seen so far, dead to rights. Like he's going to kill them. Karai saves the turtles. I don't understand why she did.
Well, because he was going to destroy everything, like from the multiverse, is what we find out. Because if he was going to, essentially, Karai knew that if he was going to destroy the original Prime Turtles, then it was going to destroy all the universes connected with them, including his own.
Right.
So he's also just happens to be the most insane Shredder.
Yeah,
of the whole series,
he's maniacal, is what it is. Like he is willing to, even at the cost of his own existence, rid the world of these turtles, of Turtle Prime.
Sure. I just felt like I was missing something. Like I knew that he was going to destroy everything, but it was just like everything they did with her, like when she did the thing to rescue them, was so subtle that I felt like I was missing something. Like I was like, oh, was she secretly on the turtle side or something? And I was waiting for that reveal to happen, but it never came. She just later was just like, you're going to destroy everything. And I'm like, well, yeah, he's been talking about that for the whole movie.
Yeah, I do like that. His original plan was that he was just going to have a multi-dimensional empire and just basically take over every universe. But then the moment he finds out that every universe has a version of the turtles, like he hates the turtles so much that he'd rather destroy everything than rule everything.
Yeah, because like in every dimension, Shredders, himself included, are defeated by these turtles. So it's like if he can't win, no one can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's true. And we've already kind of touched on like April and Casey were kind of pointless. They were there for a couple scenes. They did nothing but run around and
worry about the turtles.
Yeah. Then get annihilated and then get restored later. So
yeah, I was mostly disappointed that like we didn't get to see an interaction between old Casey and new Casey.
Oh my God, yes. Game over, lawbreaker.
That would have been great. That would have been great. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of changed Casey's character into just be like a sidekick vigilante. Not necessarily a sidekick, but he just kind of like does his own things and sometimes helps the turtles.
Well, it's kind of like Chris was saying.
With
like
a terrible accent.
It's very much very similar to the movie, like Elias Koteas version of Casey.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was saying was like the 2003 Turtles, like every bit takes some sort of like core element from the movies and kind of implemented that into the cartoon. And I'm to be honest too, I think I kind of like this version of the Turtles more than the other iterations that I've seen so far. Like as far as like the personalities and how the teams function and everything, I think they're my favorite group so far.
Interesting.
Yeah. Not my favorite Casey, though.
Yeah, that's fair. I like these turtles because they just are a lot more. They're kind of a good blend between the original cartoon and the original comics, where they're serious at their core, but they aren't completely like. There's still levity to it, which I appreciate.
What the shell are you talking about? They do like to say what the shell.
They do like to say that.
Yeah, they're also, I think the only thing though is that they're the only group that I never actually saw as teenagers. They actually just feel like, I don't know, like they're in their early 20s to me.
Yeah, because they're so tall. They're so much taller than the other ones.
And bulky.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know, they work out, definitely.
I like that. Yeah, they lift.
Yeah.
they're getting those gains. They're drinking their creatine drinks and everything. They're getting that muscle milk.
They really want you to know it too, because they keep referring to the 87 turtles as pudgy. It's like like the small pudgy turtles.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Those pudge balls.
Those poor little pudge balls. I want to talk about the story though now that we've kind of laid out like a lot about the characters. But mainly I want to know like what were some of your favorite parts, and then what were some of the things that you liked and the things you didn't like about the story of this movie itself.
I like the initial conceit of it. I think it was a cool idea and an interesting way to bring all these characters together. The execution I didn't care for as much, just because, like you were talking about earlier, a lot of it was just thrown at you so fast, and they would just switch from scene to scene and add so many different elements to it that it became pretty messy. So I wish they'd reeled it in a little bit, and maybe like Jack said, like bring in more characters who we're familiar with from the 87 series, even if it's just for a small scene. Like I wanted to see Casey. I didn't need to see the banana monster being peeled. Like we could have avoided that and just throw Casey in there.
Was that a real episode?
I don't know.
I don't remember. It probably was though.
Right. I wouldn't have been surprised. And that's what's funny about it. But
I gotta mention that scene though, because it made me laugh so hard. Just because of the fact that there is this scene where they go into the 87 Turtles verse, and as soon as they get there, they're like, "Oh, we got to save April." And the 2003 Turtles are like, "What?"
They're like, before we even see April, they're like, "Oh, we got to save April." I'm like, "Oh,
we do this like once a day."
Yeah, we save her once a day. Sometimes twice. And they you look around, there's just these big, creepy anthropomorphic foods terrorizing people. And of course, April's in the middle of it. So they do a couple of things and defeat these things. One of them is like this evil banana that someone just peels and then it runs away because it's embarrassed because it's naked. And April's like, "Oh, good. Like, thank you so much." And then they have a little back and forth with her. But because they're in a hurry and need to get some they're there to get some weapons so they can infiltrate the technodrome back in the other dimension. They leave her and she immediately gets accosted by the banana creature again. And she gets kidnapped.
He gets kidnapped anyway, right?
That was cracking me up. I love that.
Yeah, so as a parody, the 87 scene and the 87 characters in general was funny. But as being respectful to the original series, I feel like that's where it faltered for me.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Because they treat the Turtles from the 80s as just like a unit rather than like a group of individuals. I feel like that like they lost a lot of opportunities to have fun interactions between like all their counterparts between the 2003 and 80s Turtles. I don't know. It was fun for a little while. It might have been like one joke the whole time, but I mean, sometimes it got me to laugh. And there was like a few interactions like between the two Donatellos, which was kind of the same joke that we saw in the 2012, but this came first, which was like 80s Donatello just somehow magically being able to turn a flashlight into a multi-dimensional like portal machine.
Yeah.
And just being like, "Oh, just hit it. It'll work."
Yeah.
You just gotta believe. So that was fun. But that was pretty much the only interaction other than like Mikey liking them. So I don't know. The action scenes were nice, at least.
I wish we'd gotten some interaction between like both the Leonardos, like about leadership or something. But this Leonardo was just so goofy that wouldn't even have been on the table as an option.
Right.
Yeah. I did like that the 2003 Raph just straight up wants to beat up the 80s Raph.
Yeah, absolutely. He wants to beat all of them up all the time.
I feel like he's the everyman in this. Like he's feeling what I'm feeling about these turtles. Like, oh my God, just shut up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does say that multiple times.
Yeah.
Too. There is a scene that I really enjoyed, which is it's not that long after the 87 Turtles and the 03 Turtles meet. And the 87 Turtles are used to being able to walk around in their society unhindered. But in this world, in the 03 world, they are underground. They keep themselves from being seen. They are actual ninjas. But because the 87s don't understand and they really want to go for a pizza, dude, they just walk right into a pizza place. And that whole bit, that scene was cracking me up because they're just like walking down the street and all these people just look at them and start screaming and are running away. And they're just so oblivious to it. They like walk right in and they do the classic, like they order a pizza with like all kinds of ridiculous stuff on it, like sauerkraut and jelly beans and stuff. And I was like, I love it. I love that so much.
They kept that one tradition that they paid attention to, which is that Michelangelo always orders the nastiest sounding pizzas possible. And this one specifically was sauerkraut, tuna fish, pretzels, and jelly beans.
Yeah, it's just like making the most extreme out of all of it. But I do want to point out, because someone is going to point it out if I don't, that like they don't actually do that in the 87 series either. Like they have costumes. They're not good costumes, but they go out in trench coats and hats and fedoras, or they have these like gross human masks that they wear when they're out in public. Oh,
that's true. That's true. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about the trench coats.
It's like they wrote the 80s Turtles like somebody that didn't watch the show but listened to somebody talk about the show in passing.
Yeah, or maybe in the like pilot episode, maybe that didn't happen. Maybe they were out in public doing stuff. But if, I mean, to your point, like if that's their only point of reference, maybe that's what they thought the whole show was like.
I mean, didn't they have day fights? Like, wouldn't they fight the Technodrome in broad daylight?
Yeah, they did have day fights, but still, when they were out in public doing something like eating pizza, they would always be in disguise because they weren't accepted. I mean, they were known about, but not accepted completely in the world.
Yeah,
as far as I understand.
So it's kind of like Spider-Man, where it's like, he's got to like, dress up as Peter Parker. But, when he's fighting the Technodrome, yeah, that's fine. The city just accept that there's more turtles protecting the city.
They're just like, yeah.
I mean, they're used to seeing mutants at this point for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like, that's fine. It's a Tuesday in New York. Who knows? Here is oh, I just lost my train of thought. Never mind. Somebody else tell me about a scene that stood out to you.
I did like when they were rescuing the original 80s Turtles, and then Leonardo has that like bright idea of running across a whole wall and then to cut out a section, and then that whole entire concrete wall just falls on the purple dragons and just I was just like, wow, they're dead.
Yeah.
Leonardo just straight up murdered these people.
Yeah, they're just like pancake flat. Somehow they survive that though. Like that's like cartoon physics at play for sure, which I would have thought would have been more 87 Turtles thing, but no, 2003 Turtles can crush anyone they want to and they'll be fine. He didn't even have a bruise on him. It's all good.
No.
Hey, as long as you work out enough, you can survive any concrete wall.
There you go.
He was a big dude, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's the takeaway from this episode. If you work out enough, you won't be crushed by walls.
So the big threat of this whole thing ends up being that Utrom Shredder, we've kind of hinted at, finds out that he can destroy all turtles in every dimension, every world, if he finds the prime like turtle world, like where everything began, which is where the Mirage comics, like where that world comes from. And it's like a literal functioning world in this, like if you think about the movie like Into the Spider-Verse or something like that, it's like a comic like world almost, like it's black and white, it's halftone grayscale basically. So his thought is go there, destroy that world, every other world is gone. So that's the plan. He goes there to do that, and the worlds do start disappearing. So the other turtle teams go there to stop him. Then there's the big fight happens. Utrom Shredder grows in size, like giant man thing. And this is the big fight, and we've now got the 3 turtle teams teaming up against him, and you've got 87 Shredder and Krang. Then Karai are joining up with the turtles. That you've also got 03 Splinter there, all fighting alongside them too, which I thought was interesting that 87's Shredder and Krang were joining to fight against them. And I was like, man, what a weird team up.
But also wasted opportunity. I really wish like when Krang had grown like to a giant size, like that would have been an actual fight.
This is what I wanted to get to. Yes.
Okay, go on. Then
is that Shredder, the Utrom Shredder grows in size. He's huge. And then, Krang's in his body and does I can, get large too. But immediately gets his arm chopped off and just falls over and is out for the fight. Like, he's done. And I was like, oh, that was such a disappointment, because how cool would it be to see those two giant things duking it out while the turtles are doing whatever, like climbing up him, trying to find some way to disable him, whatever. That was so cool. But I feel like they biffed it.
It's like what I say. It's like, by committing to this joke that every single aspect of the 80s cartoon was lame, quote unquote, they kind of limited themselves to like what they could do in this cartoon. Because like, I agree, had like we gotten like a Shredder versus Shredder, or like the Turtles versus Turtles, or like you said, like a Krang versus like giant super Shredder, I think that would have been a lot cooler. Instead, it was just like, no, they can't be competent in any way. They got to be in the background. This is a 2003 show.
And in reality, like, the world would have ended. And there was that scene where like the 87 Turtles go to like Raphael and start just crying. Remember, like, they all group around him and then just start crying. It's like, come on, like, give him a little bit of credit.
I forgot about that part. That is kind of a bummer.
Yeah, but then like none of that matters, and the 2003 Turtles don't matter. The worlds are all ending. It's Bebop and Rocksteady who end up saving the day. So incompetence is what saves the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to know your opinions on the fact that the reason the day is completely saved is because Rocksteady trips over the the power cord that's powering the Technodrome's giant laser cannon.
Right. It's Death Star laser.
And then Bebop plugs it back in and it just disintegrates Utrom Shredder. And they had no idea because they were on Utrom Shredder's side.
Yeah, they thought they were helping him. They're like, oh, boss is going to be so proud of us after they plug it back in.
So how did you feel about that? Because I feel like it could go two ways. One, I'm torn because I think it's very funny.
Very funny, yes.
Such a classic Bebop Rocksteady thing, especially like in the 80s thing. That is a classic way for Shredder, like 87 Shredder, to be foiled because of the incompetence of Bebop and Rocksteady. It happened plenty of times. However, with this movie and the culmination of everything and such a buildup, and then like it's almost like the coming together of all three of these different generations of Turtles didn't actually mean squat because they couldn't win. Instead, it was just an accident that saves the day that is kind of unrelated to everything they're doing.
Yeah, that was my issue with it. Was
that kind of blows.
It takes agency away from every other character and everything else they had done up to that point, and gives it all to like a moment of just an accident,
just for a joke.
Yeah, for the joke. And it was a good joke, but I don't think that should have been the finish. That should have been, maybe that had thrown him off in some way, and then the Turtles are able to finish him off or something. But not like, oh, that's the end. Shredder's defeated and disintegrated.
I mean, I agree with Chris in the sense that, like, I did think it was funny when it did happen, but like afterwards I was just like, this is a cartoon about the Turtles teaming up. Shouldn't the Turtles teaming up be what saves the day?
Yeah.
At the end? I don't know.
That's what's kind of boggling my mind is like, when it first happened, I was like kind of like overjoyed with it and like, oh man, that's so funny. I love it. And then it was just like started to sink in. I'm like, that's how this ends? After all that, that's how they ended this thing?
Yeah.
Whoa. Yep.
I don't know. It's almost like they had to do everything to make sure that like, oh no. 2003 Shredder, that's the best one. That he can't be beaten unless it's by complete accident.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a Shredder movie more than anything. He was the most competent character here and would have gotten away with it too, if not for those meddling mutants.
The meddling
warthog and rhino. Yeah.
There was also like at the very, very end, there was the Eastman and Laird cameo. I don't know.
That was fun. Yeah.
That was cool. That was their actual voices as well.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yes.
They actually got both of them to come in?
Yeah.
Okay.
They may have recorded separately, possibly, but
no, they're back
were
on
both
good
there.
terms.
Okay.
Are they?
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a spat, so I'm glad it happened.
I think it was
Everything's fine.
creative differences or something originally, but I had seen a documentary and more recently, and they got back together and were friends again.
You know,
yeah.
Every time I hear creative differences, I automatically assume that's code for, oh no, we just hate each other.
It's usually creative differences is usually we can't legally say what actually happened. So we'll say creative differences.
The softest
it's usually
way to say it. Yeah.
Somebody usually did something real crappy. So
yeah. Although I kind of wonder, did they actually expect the comic to sell? I mean, I guess everybody that makes something hopes that it has some sort of success. Though from what I hear, like, the original run was like, what, 20,000 comics, and they just sold all of it in the first weekend when it came out.
Man, I don't know.
I don't remember, but yeah, it was a gamble for sure. But it sold way better than they expected it to. Obviously,
they were originally going to be hamsters, if I remember right, instead of turtles.
Huh? So they just did a Daredevil parody.
Yeah, essentially, because the Foot Clan is a parody of the Hand, which is a Daredevil. Gang. Yeah,
and apparently it's hinted that the mutagen chank that hit the kid that caused it to go into the sewers was the actual Daredevil character that got hit as a kid.
Oh yeah, I did see something like that. And also a Splinter is a parody of Stick, who is like Daredevil's trainer mentor.
Right.
Whoa. So what you're saying is that I have to read all the Daredevil comics to
understand
catch up with turtle lore.
Essentially, yeah. The origin of the turtle starts with Daredevil.
Yeah.
I mean, could be worse. He's a pretty good hero.
Especially that Frank Miller run.
Yeah, he's my wife's favorite. That's her favorite superhero. There you go. So before we move on, were there any other scenes in the movie that stood out to you for better or for worse? I have one thing I want to mention that came up a couple times in this movie, which was 2 or 3 times that they that you see Utram Shredder. Like when he first shows up on the screen, you hear this stupid sound effect that I remember from Killer Instinct, the Super Nintendo game. Whenever you'd play Jago,
oh, that samurai like
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did that like 2 or 3 times in this movie whenever Utram Shredder would show up. And I'm like, why are you using this crappy 90s stock sound clip? And why?
He's not even from Japan. He's from space.
Right? Yeah, he's not a samurai. Like, what is this?
Yeah, I don't know why they decided to add that in there. Maybe original Shredder trained in Japan in that world too. No idea. But I mean, I was fine with it the first time, but multiple times I don't think it should have been done. Like the first time, fine, because it's like paying homage to the sound that it made when he came out in the series. But after that, like we're done. We got there. We covered it. We're good. Let's move on.
We figured it out.
Yeah. I'd say one of my favorite scenes was when he was showing like all the different turtle verses out there, and then just making me realize that, oh wow, there's a lot of turtles like storylines that I didn't even know.
And that's
about.
Not even all of them either. But yeah, there were some really cool ones in there, and like one of them was that one where they're all like kind of like mech turtals or.
Yes,
the series that we watched,
we covered it on Cartoon Boom. Yeah.
Wasn't that like a VHS tape that came with toys or was like promoting toys in Japan?
Absolutely, okay. It was like a Japanese exclusive kind of thing. And I think one where they had mechs, and then one where they were like they're like superhero kind of dudes. Like they would change into like a superhero form, like Ultra form.
Okay,
yeah. And some of those were even like later seasons of the 2003 series, like the Cyber Turtles and stuff who were fighting Cyber Shredder. Like, so there's a lot mixed in there.
That's
but
cool.
They didn't have things like the musical thing. What was it? Like the band? Remember what it was called?
Oh gosh. Was
Back
it
to Their Shells
Turtles
or something
Live?
like that?
Oh yeah, the Back to Their Shells tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys really need to see the like behind the scenes VHS tape of that.
Do we?
I remember watching that when it first came out and how excited I was. And I'm sure the amount of times I watched it, I understand now why my parents and I might have a strained relationship at times, because of that. They had to sit through and weather that.
No, it's probably because Splinter got his own song in that musical.
Oh, yeah.
Coming Out of Their Shells. That was
Coming
the name
Out
of
of Their Shells. That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, man. The tour was endorsed by Pizza Hut. And I mean, why wouldn't it be? It came out in 1990. It is a live action Ninja Turtles concert, because for those of you that don't know, now you do know that you want to hear all the Ninja Turtles plus Splinter and Shredder sing. So it
was making me think. I want to mention that I once went on a date with someone who thought turtles could come out of their shells.
Well,
No.
I mean, this is called the Coming Out of Their Shells tour. So.
I know. Maybe she was following that logic. I don't know.
I think she was following Koopa logic.
Yeah.
If they were going down that
Yeah.
road.
True. Mario logic.
If they do that, they're just a skeleton if they pop out. So.
Yeah, I was like, please never try to take a turtle out of its shell.
No, that means it's dead.
Yeah.
You've killed it.
Isn't it like, I don't know, it's like having a large fingernail like around you? I think that's like the same materials.
I think you're right.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you look super, super close at a turtle shell, you can see like the fibers just like you can on a fingernail. So yeah, fun stuff.
So please, anyone listening, never try to take a turtle out of its shell if that's something you thought was a thing. It's not a thing.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
But please get a hold of the Coming Out of Their Shells tour movie and please watch that.
It's probably better than The Next Mutation. I'll give you that.
Okay, yeah. I would say most definitely.
Yeah, maybe.
With Venus de Milo in it.
Yeah.
Or the one we watched where they meet the Power Rangers.
Oh yeah. That
sounds
was
fun.
That was a crossover with that show.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. The scene I would have pointed out also was the one where they're showing all the different dimensions, because a lot of it was very much the same. Like they would jump back and forth between scenes, but it would be kind of repeated scenes of like Shredder being angry and trying to figure out how to defeat the Turtles, or going back to the Turtles and them the 87 Turtles talking about how it's pizza time. They want pizza, and just so distracted all the time, never focused on whatever's going on in the world. And never even concerned until the very end when they're literally about to be wiped off the face of the earth. And my favorite scene, though, like I was mentioning earlier, is when they're in the Mirage world. Like that's when it's really cool, and I really think they bring everything together, and it's really working for me. Unfortunately, like we talked about, like they kind of blew it on the end for me.
I would agree with that, and I feel like there was a lot of scenes in this I would have honestly gotten rid of on the editing floor, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think this could have been like a 45-minute special versus hour 10 and still been fine, maybe even better.
Like trying not to like hurt anyone's feelings, I think that almost anything with Hun could have been cut. I really liked the slash Hun thing, but there was so many fights with Hun. Like they ran into him like was it 3 or 4 times that they had a fight with him, and I'm like, oh my god. I think that's one of the reasons I felt this movie felt kind of disjointed, was because I felt like the main through point or the main plot was constantly being interrupted by all these little side things. And I think that was one of the big ones, is that there were just all these little side battles always happening. And it was usually him. And I don't think that was necessary. Like, sure, they do the one with him in the beginning, have him with the mutagen thing happen there. Don't bring him back till the end with a big reveal that he's a big old gross turtle now. That would have been fine.
I think I know why they did that. Well, I don't know why. Okay. Let me put it this way. Like, I know that Hun was kind of like the main-ish villain. Like in the first season, he was definitely working with Shredder through the whole time. So I feel like they felt like they had to keep him in there because he was like a bigger part. But I don't know. Honestly, I agree. They could have just gotten away with just the Shredder and then cut things down and maybe make more rooms. I tell you, the script probably could have benefited a lot with like at least a couple more drafts being like written up and having a little bit more focus, because I don't know. It's probably just because maybe it was the age the cartoons were there, but like after like this show does like what a lot of 11-minute cartoons are able to accomplish in such a short amount of time. It just doesn't feel like it needs to be compressed and condensed and then refined before it got released. But I don't know. If I'm being honest, it also feels like what a lot of like 4Kids products end up being, at least like the original ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely had its, as good as parts of it were, like, it's hard to ignore the faults.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Chris and Jack, looks like it's about time we send our kids to New York City to hang out with their favorite team of half-shelled heroes, or maybe just join Shredder Squad so they can mutate themselves into creatures that don't have to eat their veggies or do any homework, then see what they thought of Turtles Forever.
This movie was so much fun. There were Ninja Turtles everywhere, and some were funny, and some were just kicking butt, and some were kind of spooky. Plus, Bebop and Rocksteady were there, and they're the best. But all that said, I still have no idea what really happened the whole movie.
I think I liked most of this movie, but I did not like the 80s Turtles very much. Is that really what our original Turtles were like? Maybe that's what years of eating only pizza does to your brain. Mom, can you throw out all my pizza Lunchables in the garbage for reasons?
This cartoon was super cool because the turtles punch stuff, and I like things when they punch stuff. But the 80s turtles were kind of annoying, but luckily my favorite turtle, Raph, beat them up. Just like how I beat up my friend Billy Jenkins because he always wants to be Leonardo because he wants to be a leader, but I think Raph should be a leader. That'd be a cool cartoon if Raph was the leader. But anyway, yeah, it was cool.
You know what though? I loved the pizza Lunchables. I ate so many of those as a kid.
I know, and look where that got us.
Oh, that's a good point.
Have you tried them as an adult?
No, but like as the dumbest of everyone on this call and the one that probably ate the most of those things, I feel like a study should be done.
There's a correlation there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I feel like something has happened.
We're going to lose our Lunchable sponsorship for sure, but
yeah,
I want there to be a study done.
On that note, can we lose any potential like Chef Boyardee sponsorship? Because that's actually worse than the Lunchable ones.
Oh, man.
Really?
Have you had SpaghettiOs like as an adult like recently?
No,
I can't
but
imagine.
I always knew the meatballs were not great. So
yeah, you're basically eating like sugary tomato juice.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not good.
Just you saying that gave me a bad taste in my mouth. No thanks.
Mm-hmm.
This episode sponsored by Chef Boyardee.
Yeah, we jump immediately into praising it.
It's the best.
I mean, for the right price.
I'm cracking open my can of microwavable spaghetto right now.
Spaghetto.
Spaghetto.
Yeah, that's the new thing that he's making. That's the new one, spaghetto.
I love the taste of tomato sugar.
Spaghetto. Yum.
Somebody stole my spaghetti.
Somebody got my spaghetto.
Oh wow.
So what did you think of the movie overall? Because we did a lot of analyzation of the characters, and we talked about a lot of things we didn't like, a lot of things we did like. So getting to the overall scope, the whole thing, how do y'all feel about this, and what do you rate it? Joseph, let's start with you.
On the surface, I honestly believe that this movie was a loving tribute to the Ninja Turtle franchise and the versions that preceded the 2003 version. The plot was fun and there were a load of great Easter eggs, but like we've touched on a lot, it kind of felt like it was written by people who either didn't really care for the original cartoon or were just unfamiliar with it. Because short of Raphael breaking the fourth wall and Donatello sort of doing machines, they were all basically 80s Michelangelo clones, even Shredder, to the point where it started bothering me for sure. But that aside, which unfortunately we kept seeing over and over again, I did like the rest of it, and especially the super serious Mirage comic versions. So overall, I'd give Turtles Forever 3.5 big bowls of turtle power cereal out of 5. And while I think it's pretty good, I feel like various restrictions it faced and odd creative choices made it fall short of being as great as it could have been.
Yeah. What do you think, Jack?
I don't know. Like I said, It was fine, I guess. I would say that as not necessarily like the biggest turtle fan. I mean, I would call myself like more of a casual turtle enjoyer is what I would classify myself at. I do dip my toes in and watch some of the series.
You're what's known as a turt. You're a turtle head. You're just barely poking out.
Yeah. I'll accept that. But yeah, I've seen a lot of I've probably seen the most, the 2003 series as a kid, and definitely a lot of the 2012, at least the first season of Rise, but none of the 80s Turtles. So I guess as somebody that doesn't have that like emotional attachment to the 80s Turtles that much, like as soon as they showed up, I was just like, oh, okay, I guess this is the shtick we're going to have for the whole movie. And lo and behold, that's what it was. I'll give them, it wasn't as grating as I thought it would be. And the movie as a whole was overall fun, but I wouldn't probably go back and watch it over again. I know like when it came out, it was like a really big deal to a lot of Turtles fans because it was the first like real crossover between like the two main cartoons that people saw. But now that it's definitely not the only crossover that's come out. I know that the 2012 ones probably did like a much better job at that kind of thing. What I would say, this is definitely like the inferior crossover nowadays. But, I didn't have a bad time watching it. So I give this 3 bowls of Noogie Time cereal out of 5. And yeah, I don't know. Good times.
Yeah, overall, I think the movie was pretty good in a lot of ways. It wasn't perfect. I think the dynamics between the multiple turtle teams and how they interact was the strongest suit of the whole thing, even though something that Jack brought up earlier is that the 80s Turtles were definitely treated as only a unit and didn't have distinct personalities, really. But I would also kind of say the same thing about the Mirage group as well. They didn't really have distinct personalities that much either. They were also kind of a unit. And maybe that's, I don't know if that's for better or for worse as far as that thing goes. But I think one of the biggest things I would say about this movie, if I described it in one word, is playful. And I think that is something that I really appreciated, was just how playful this movie was. And there were things that I didn't like about it. We've shared a lot of those things. And I think the biggest issue with it all was that it felt pretty disjointed to me. It felt murky with all the multiple fights with, 3 different like shredder fights and Hun fights and traveling between 3 different dimensions. All of those things all being squeezed into just one film made for quite a jarring ride, albeit one with a lot of fun stuff to look at and a lot of nostalgia. But overall, it still was pretty fun. So I gave Turtles Forever 4 bowls of Yo cereal out of 5.
That was close. You almost got it there.
Yeah, I tried so hard.
There's just like, it goes into a higher pitch than I think you would have been able to get to at the end. But it's a build-up. It's a build-up.
I know. I'll practice.
Yeah, work on that. The sound that annoys you, work on it.
Yeah, I'm going to practice it. Or I'll just have like Jack like edit in the actual one, and then I'll pretend that I did it. And I'll like, oh man, I just nailed that. Did you hear that?
And we'll still be like, oh, that was pretty close. Pretty close.
Did you hear that one? Oh, yeah.
No, that's too much work.
First of all, thank you, Jack, for joining us on this episode.
Yes,
really happy that you came and joined us for this special episode 300. And also a huge thank you to everyone that's listening for getting us to episode 300, because without you, there wouldn't be any episodes. So thank you so much for your continued listens and your patronage, and all the support that you give us through reviews, through joining our Discord, and through supporting us financially, whether it's on patreon.com or by going to the store, which you can do at nerdsloth.com. Click on store. All the different ways that you've been supporting us over the 8 years we've been doing this show.
So many years.
Something like that. That have gotten us to 300 episodes. Thank you so much for all of that. Can't thank you enough, but I'm going to sure as heck try, because I've said the thank you word so many times. That's 2 words.
We do love our patrons here at the Nerd Sloth Network.
There we go.
Please give us money.
That's how Jack gets paid. So
so he has some skin in the game for sure.
Yeah, I was like, I see what's going on here. That's how we pay Jack. So he's like, yes, please,
continue supporting us.
Continue supporting us.
We
so I can pay from my fingers.
We really do appreciate everybody. Jack, we appreciate you as well. Thank you for being an amazing editor and for jumping on the show and really fitting right in. Like, we only had like a short preamble and it was ridiculous, but you jumped right in like you'd been here all the time.
Yeah.
You did a swell cowabunga-rific job, sir.
Yeah. And now I get to go cringe at my own voice as I edit this.
Oh, yeah. That's the toughest part. Enjoy that.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a real long time, so enjoy that. We know exactly how that sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Man, you changed the format. It was like 50 minutes long, like last episode, and now I'm looking at this and it's like an hour and 20 minutes long.
Yeah. Well, we still changed the format. It's just we had a lot to say about this movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
We had a good time, didn't we? We did.
We sure had a lot of fun on today's episode, but let me tell you what isn't fun. Pulling turtles out of their shells. So let's not do that. Let's make sure we keep those suckers in there. All right? Good night, everybody.
That's like something I expect from the Sonic cartoon PSA. like something that should obviously be known, but somehow needs to be said to kids.
If you have to say it, somebody's tried it, and that's unfortunate. This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
You don't pull turtles out of their shells and don't go inside washing machines at a laundromat.
Especially not while they're running.
Yeah. I learned that the hard way.
Well, listeners, looks like our milk supply is now run dry, so it's time for us to say goodbye. And next week,
the 2022 Spoonie Awards.
I don't know if we have a theme for that.
Yeah, I don't know, but I liked what you were doing. I started doing jazz hands with just one hand. I was getting super into it, man.
You guys change it every year. Last year was the Thriller theme.
What?
You have this new thing.
Oh my God. You know what it should be? It should be a remix of Space Jam.
Oh, okay. I'm ready. I got it. I've got it already then.
Sweet. Okay.
I've got it. I've already got it edited, queued up, ready to go. It's going to be a long intro. I will send it straight to you, Jack. I'm ready for it.
I'm pretty sure one of my suggestions is going to be on there for the wrong reasons.
Oh, no.
You're probably right.
Yeah, I think we're going to stick to the same rewards we did last year, both good and bad ones.
Yeah.
But we may add one or subtract one. I don't know exactly yet, but format will be similar. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for it, though. I enjoy the Spoonies every year. It's a fun way to reflect. And I think this year's going to be the most challenging one we've had yet.
It has been a year full of great cartoons, so it's going to be hard to choose.
Exactly.
Yeah. Doesn't help that thanks to me, you have like twice the amount of cartoons to pick.
That's true. That is true.
Oh, yeah. Dang, it's been a full year. I forgot that we went back weekly this year, too, which is not what we were doing last year.
Yeah, so there's a lot. And real quick, before we go, anyone listening, if you are a fan of Ninja Turtles, make sure to go on YouTube and search Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on The Oprah Show. And, and watch
that kid's reaction to that question.
Children's reactions and maybe also prepare to die a little inside. That is all.
And then follow that up with Coming Out of Their Shells, the musical.
And then find somewhere in your heart on a way to forgive humanity.
or just watch We Wish You a Turtle Christmas. It is the season, so. Well, it's no longer the season by the time this comes out, but it was the season.
It was the season to be jolly. All right. Well, let's get out of here. Once again, I'm Joseph.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Jack.
And we'll see you next Saturday.
Presented by Nerdsloth,
a place for lazy nerds.
If you like what you heard, consider donating at patreon.com/nerdsloth so we can continue bringing you quality shows. Be sure to also leave us a review and share your favorite episodes and clips on social media. If you're looking for more content, visit us at nerdsloth.com.
Queen Carvania stood haloed by the morning sun An army hung on her every word.
My champions, I have sold my chariot on Carvana. 'Twas a lovely SUV, an inexplicably queenly offer. They're even coming to the castle to collect it. Tonight, we feast! An offer you can feast on. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.